on this episode of Jams and Cocktails.
Everywhere I went, I was running from bees. I just spent that whole trip running from bees and gin. And then the third thing was the stairs. I fell down the stairs at the end of the trip and missed my flight.
What is your favorite word?
John Wilkes Booth.
All hyphenated.
It's a proper noun.
You have described songwriting as an exorcism.
You know, the ones on this album that were so difficult to put down were also the ones that are most therapeutic to put out there.
Yo, it's Wednesday, baby, and we're serving the sound. Jams and cocktails, best show around. With ice in your glass and the crew on the mics. We mix it up right every Wednesday night. Get your sip on, get your groove tight. JNC does the midweek right. The shot of the week, it's about to blow. Don't you touch that dial, yo. Jams and cocktails, let's start the show. Jams and cocktails, let's start the show. Jams and cocktails, let's start the show. Jams and cocktails, let's start the show.
Well, good evening, jammers, and welcome to Jams and Cocktails Live. I am your host, Brad Brock. Tonight, we're joined in the studio by my friend and amazing singer-songwriter, Fox Maple. That's right. Listen, we're going to chat with Fox about her brand new album, The Evolution of Her Sound, which we were just we were chatting about a little bit ago, and being a musical artist in today's modern creative landscape. We've also got the Kevin McLoughlin in the house tonight.
Yeah, what's happening? Good to see you.
Yeah. And we've got, you know, the usual hood rats are off tonight. So Derek and Ellie and Jordan. Jordan is meandering around here somewhere. So if you hear heavy footsteps, it's her walking through. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Jordan. She's around here somewhere.
Was that yelling I heard in the background?
Probably. It was her pinning the voodoo doll. Listen, I'd like to say a big thank you to Rob Voorhees from the Backwater Saints for being our keg sponsor. I always do this. I hit the wrong button, but thank you. And please do subscribe. But yeah, Rob, thank you so much for, that's not it either. There it is.
Yay!
Got it. I knew we would get there one day. Thanks for being our August keg sponsor. I appreciate you, Rob. We're going to try to get Rob on the show in October sometime. So yeah, we'll revisit that when that happens. So, and now be sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are having a great time out there. I will be keeping an eye on the chats and comments tonight. So please join our conversation. Let us know that you're out there. We've got loads to get to this evening. So I guess we should get this party started. This is our cocktail of the week.
This week's cocktail is the Lava Lady. And yes, she's sweet, stylish, and just a little dangerous. We're shaking gin with fresh lemon juice, Cointreau, and a homemade jalapeno grenadine for a drink that starts bright and citrusy before sneaking up with a spicy little kick. She's bold, fiery, and dressed in red. So basically, she understood the assignment. Let's make one.
What's up, jammers? Our cocktail of the week is a spicy one. This is the Lava Lady. We'll start out with our shaker of ice, and we're gonna put in 2 ounces of your favorite dry gin. We're using Brockman's. Then we'll add an ounce of lemon juice. And then a half ounce of Cointreau. and then 2/3 of an ounce of our chili infused grenadine. We'll shake that all up. Then we'll strain it into a coupe glass. And there you have it, the Lava Lady. You can garnish this with a lemon twist or a fresh chili pepper. Let's take it to the lounge and give it a try.
Join us each week for our shot or cocktail of the week by visiting us at jncpodcast.com to see what we're planning. Then tune in on Wednesday nights to have a drink with us. Do you have a recipe you'd like to see us try on the show? Slide into our DMs on Facebook or Instagram and let us know.
All right, we are back here. Full disclosure. As we were just chatting about this, disclosure. So I don't know why. I just had this thought to ask you if you were allergic to spicy or gin, right? And you were like, actually, I am allergic to gin. So I was like, oh my God, I almost killed the fox.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, well, I'll give you like a vodka cranberry. So that's
Okay.
So while our mouths are burning, you'll be having a delicious cranberry treat.
All right.
This has another name. If I drink it with gin, it's called the Wake Up Dead. That's the other name.
That's
The Wake Up Dead.
Wake up. That's not a bad idea. That might be a recipe I come up with.
Yeah, that sounds like a hardcore one.
Well, cheers. Great to finally have you here. And Kevin, always great to have you here. Cheers, you guys.
The simplicity of vodka cranberry takes me back to college.
That is really good. I'm
Yep.
sorry that you're missing out,
I could drink a lot of this very quickly.
but I'm trying to figure out what it is.
This is one of those where you wish the glass was bigger every time.
Chili grenadine
That's
is
delicious.
extremely. As a former bartender, that is so interesting to me. I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, so it's infused with jalapeno slices, right? And it just sits for hours, and then you strain it out, and you're ready to roll.
Okay,
That's good for the
interesting.
tonsils.
That's very interesting.
It's the heat is not heavy duty.
No, it's not hot at all. It's
And
just got the aspect of jalapeno, but no burn at all.
Very interesting. That intrigues me. Just the chili grenadine all on its own.
Yeah, it just burns a little bit in the back. That's I would drink that as a cocktail. I mean, it's supposed to be a cocktail.
Hopefully, because it's the cocktail of the week.
Yes. Well, so what had happened was I was killing myself making the cocktail of the week, a whole cocktail of the week for everybody, and then 90% of nobody drank it. They were like, "No, I hate this." And so I would like burn all this liquor on
What was
like
it?
drinks, just anything. I was making full cocktails for the whole
Yeah.
crew, and they wouldn't drink it, and like sometimes it would be like a Negroni, and like it's an acquired taste, I suppose. I love them, but Jordan would never drink that. So it just sits and all that greatness is just dying. Or it all gets ushered to my table.
Oh,
and
and
I'm
then-
smashed by the
Perfect.
end.
And you're pressing the wrong button again.
Yeah. and
Is that
that's,
what happened?
yeah.
So you know the recipe. You could make more.
Yes.
That sounds like a great idea.
I could make more.
By the way, I just realized that these go over my ear, and that's why it keeps falling out of my ear.
Oh, that's
Having
why.
A little bit of a like mental challenge.
Yeah.
here.
It's funny. I was like, she was like, my ears are jacked up. I have stupid ears. And I was like, I don't know if that's, don't be so hard on yourself.
Stupid ears.
But yeah, they go over.
Wow, that's a much better fit.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Good job.
If only things came with instruction manual that I discarded.
Yeah. I don't even know if that had instructions in it.
I think it did. I just didn't look at it.
I always try to hook you guys up with cool stuff.
Yes.
This is cool stuff.
Thanks, by the way.
Yeah.
These are nice.
Yeah. I also gave you some cool, we just got these sunglasses in. The first batch of sunglasses, I used the Cricut and I cricketed out the jams and cocktails letters and I put it on there, and I hated myself. I did 20 of them and I thought I was going to die. And then I would see people out in the world wearing them and like half the letters were gone. And I was like, no, I think I'll stop being cheap and just. So this is the new batch with actually printed jams and cocktails. So
Sanitized for our protection too.
yes, sanitize for your protection.
I don't know if Aubrey or Ashley is in that chat at this point, but
Aubrey is.
you just said cricket, and Aubrey, for the longest time that Ashley would text me about that thing, I thought it was pronounced cry cut. And the first time she said cricket, she was going on and on about cricket. I'm like, she's got a cricket in her house? Like, how long has this been going on? I mean, they're pretty audible. Like, you can find them.
That's funny.
She said it and held it up one day at her house. I'm completely dumbfounded. Cry cut. I thought that was cry cut. I mean, it's spelled like that.
It is spelled like that. Yeah, we'll play on words.
So it's not a cry cut.
No,
it's not.
It's cricket. It's cricket.
Cry cut is when you get a small piece of pie
Yes,
and you wanted a big one.
that's ridiculous. A cry cut. I'm dead. Okay. Before we get into our show tonight, I just have a couple things to chat about. Jaybird in the chat. Jaybird, I gotta give you a shout out, man. I got an incredible gift in the mail.
Jaybird totally rocks.
A couple of weeks ago, we did an episode on vinyl records, the history of vinyl records, and how they're making a comeback. And we did a whole thing, and we dropped some needles, and we listened to some music on the show. And it was National Vinyl Record Day, so that was kind of awesome. And I got in the mail yesterday, maybe the day before, maybe it was yesterday. So I don't have vinyls of my records. So Jaybird went and had.
You're kidding.
Had a little vinyl made of a few of my tunes.
That's super cool. What a great gift.
And it's completely playable. I played it and yeah, like he was like, I was thinking about doing the keg sponsorship. He's like, but I thought that this would last longer. And I was like, it'll last forever, while the keg does not last forever.
That's extremely cool.
But like, dude, so Jay, thank you so much. It really, really means a lot. And I had no idea, like when the box came, I said, what is this? What could this possibly be? And I opened it up and, see my record cover right on the, it's so cool. It comes with a little sleeve and the whole shebang. I think I'm doing it wrong, but we'll come back to that.
That's so cool.
So Jaybird, thank you so much. I don't know where my camera is today.
Awesome, Dave.
Yeah. And while we're out here gifting things, so Kevin, I had been trying to connect with you and Paul together, but I have not seen you guys together since I got back from my trip.
Your big trip.
And it almost happened when I came to be on the show with you guys, but Paul got stuck in Charlotte, right?
Oh, yeah.
So now I've given up on that dream of having you guys together. And so now that I have you here, when I was on my trip, we were doing the British Isles cruise. So we were in Ireland, Scotland, England, all these really cool places. And Kevin was like, if you see a stone, just bring me a stone. So I did, Kev.
Oh, no kidding.
I put it in this very fancy little case for you, so that you could display it on a shelf in your studio.
That is so
That's
cool.
like the Looney Tunes
I
case
know.
that they pull everything out of.
Right?
A little piece of the homeland.
Yeah, it's my Mary Poppins bag over here.
Oh, that's awesome.
my Mary Poppins shelf. So there's a story for this stone. This is a very special one because I picked it particularly in Belfast, Ireland, at the very site that they built the Titanic.
Oh,
wow.
The actual slip where the Titanic was built, and then they put it into the river to send it on its way.
Wow. Okay.
There's a massive museum there now, and so Jordan and I went to that museum, but you can actually go and walk.
Is that the Titanic museum that you see in like the Instagram posts?
Probably. Yeah, I
They
mean,
have, like,
it's
all the stats and all the pieces from the.
yeah. It's crazy. It was. I wish we could have spent more time there, but we just, you're confined. But they built the Titanic and the sister ship, the Olympic, I believe, right next to one another. So they built them simultaneously, and the Titanic launched. And so I saw this rock right where the Titanic sat when they built it. And I was like, that's Kevin's rock. So
What a rock, dude.
I'm just going to set
That's
it
a
here.
rock.
Hey, that rocks.
It
I'll
does
set
rock.
it there for now. And
So
but,
a piece of my ancestral homeland, valuable.
yeah, I don't know how much of your homeland is from Belfast,
But it's
but
still Ireland.
it is Ireland. And then I was like, I should have got some from both areas of Ireland because they don't.
Both areas. There's
Yeah,
only-
they don't typically get along
Aren't
real
there
well.
more than that?
No, they do. It's just some paperwork at the government level.
Aren't there like
Makes a
various
Yeah, so,
sundry parts of Ireland, like
yeah.
assorted
So
counties?
you have Northern Ireland,
Oh,
and
that.
they're the-
Oh, that. Okay.
and then you have the Republic of Ireland, which is the south of Ireland. And so you have your loyalists and your separatists,
Gotcha.
right?
So that's still going on. Brutal.
It's
Yeah,
crazy. So
Northern
Belfast,
Ireland is part of the UK.
Belfast, interesting fact, or it's still going on. Belfast back in the day, the Troubles, the car bombs, all that stuff that was going on. You thought that was left in the past, but it hasn't. They have their own kind of version of the Berlin Wall that goes around the city,
Oh, wow.
and they lock the gates at night. So
Really?
if you're on one side of the city, which is separatist or nationalist, right?
Oh wow. Okay.
Or loyalists, and they close the gates, and you can't go in the same city because people are wild, and they go and they like shoot places up, and
Oh, my God.
it's still crazy there. So they seem to have found a way for peace, but there's crazy murals everywhere. It's very politically
What
hyper Belfast.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
but very cool stuff. It's a very, very cool city with a lot of history, and they built the Titanic there. And so,
I didn't realize that.
as somebody who worked on cruise ships and passenger ships for years, the Titanic is part of the fiber. Like everything, every
Absolutely.
safety thing that we have to learn, all the stuff.
Right. How much
It's-
does that change?
It's all
Everything.
because of the Titanic. So it's all in the fiber of living that life out
Right.
there. And so to walk in those or sail in those footsteps, sail in those, I don't know. you get what I'm
Sailing those
saying.
wakes.
Yeah, sail in those wakes. That's great. Write that down, Brad. It's heavy, so it was cool to be there. And so I got that rock for you.
That's amazing. What
Thank
a
you,
great
man.
story.
That
And
means a lot, really.
isn't there a
Yeah.
really great song by Elton John called Belfast? Wasn't that on the Made in England album?
Could be.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. That's going way back to childhood, but how cool is that? I'm desperate
I'm
to
gonna have to look that up. Don't
desperate
forget
to
that you mentioned
I
that to
won't,
me
I won't.
because I want to check that out.
I'm desperate to go to Ireland. Aubrey knows our friend Meredith. Her mom. They're so Irish. Meredith McDonald. They're so Irish that her mom does tours in Ireland. That's her job. So she flies back to Ireland several times a year just to do tour groups
Oh, cool.
all over the place, all over the country in different parts, different counties. She just runs these tour groups, and we've been talking. I mean, Aubrey's the most Irish person on the planet. She's redhead Irish Murphy. And we've been talking for years about going with Meredith and her mom to go do a tour of Ireland. I mean, my mom is Irish and French, but I don't think she's ever been to Ireland,
Yeah, I've never been there myself. I'm the only one in my immediate family who hasn't been there.
I'm definitely a flight risk if I go. Like, I will
well, you
have
have
to go with
you
people.
have to take a flight.
Well, no, I'm saying a flight risk, like, I may never come back. So
Oh yeah,
I
guess.
have to
Listen,
be
it's-
with chaperones or I'll never get back on the boat. Like when I went to Mexico for the first time, I cried and I tried to run away. I didn't want to leave the motherland. And,
Listen,
I was dragged back.
it's
onto the
real.
boat.
It's real. And I
That
don't
was
know.
in like 2013.
The
Oh, wow.
people of Ireland are so cool too. And it's not just their accents, but like there's their outlook and just that very Irish family oriented attitude they have and the way they talk about their country. It's great, man. It's great. The Scots too. We had a really nice
yeah.
time in Scotland as well. And
That'd
Yeah.
be fun. I'm just dying to go there for the good times that I hear about. Everyone says it's just such a blast hanging out with the Scots.
yeah, it was the one place that Jordan and I went where we found ourselves in a spot where we were hanging out with a couple locals, and it was the most personal experience of the trip that we had. But anyway, we had a whole episode on that, so you guys don't care about that. What you care about is Fox Maple in the house. Where is she?
Right here.
There she is. Oh, let's get you centered up here.
Center me up.
There we go. There you look better. I mean, you look great, but now you're framed. Okay, so let's dive in, shall we?
Let's dive. I'm ready.
Randy, I'm all flustered because I was back in Ireland.
We all get flustered talking about you back in Ireland. So that's like we're very flustered as a whole.
So, all right. So
as I drink tequila, it's the least Irish thing you can say.
You'd think. It was a funny thing about the Scots too is that I introduced them, or Jordan and I introduced them to the pickleback, the Jameson pickleback. They had no idea, but let's
they didn't know about the pickleback?
They didn't know about the pickleback.
You mean just
Kidding? Is that
some
an American thing?
like just a few specific Scottish people?
The people that we were hanging out with, they had no idea.
Wow.
So yeah, that was that.
You'll ruin the taste of your scotch.
Well, when I get to Ireland, they're not going to have any idea about the Wake Up Dead.
Right.
I'm going to roll in.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a lot of people in. Actually, no, they all love gin. When I went to England, I made a post on Facebook. I was in England for the first time for a friend's wedding. And I said, the things I'm scared of in England, the gin, every bar is nothing but gin.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, I'm going to go to the hospital on this trip. And then the second thing was the bees. I'm only allergic to two things in the world, juniper and bees.
Oh, and there's loads
there were
of them.
bees everywhere. And I'm glad for them. I'm very happy for them. I appreciate the bees, but they were everywhere I went. Everywhere I went, I was running from bees. I just spent that whole trip running from bees and gin. And then the third thing was the stairs. They built all the stairs in like 405 AD, and they're like all this tall.
Yeah, but they must have had some seriously long legs back then. I don't know.
And honestly, like we say people were shorter back then. What the hell was going on with the stairs? Like they were population control? I don't know. But I will tell you, that was foreshadowing. That was the beginning of my trip. And I fell down the stairs at the end of the trip and missed my flight in the Airbnb we were staying in because they were made for giants.
What?
And I was hungover and I fell down the stairs. I was rushing to get to my flight and I never got to my flight. I fell down the stairs like of a 2.5 story flat, if whatever they call them. And I was laying
crazy.
and I was on the phone with the airlines, with Delta Airlines. I fell down the stairs and I was laying at the bottom of the stairs. This is long before I had a spinal injury. This didn't even cause it. And I'm on the phone and I'm just like writhing and crying out for God. And this woman on the phone, I can hear her. It's not a speakerphone. I can just hear her be like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Oh my God.
I missed my flight. And then I missed my next flight because of food poisoning from Witherspoons. But anyway, gin, bees, and stairs were my fears when I got to England. And they all tried to betray me, but stairs won.
Wow.
That is, I'm not going on a trip with you ever.
What was scared of me in England, and I put this on the post, was the men. They were scared of me there. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" They're like,
You know what? I think I remember that story. I don't know if it was either on their show or somewhere, or as a post when you
no,
were
I would
over
try
there.
and talk to men and chat them up, and they did not get down with that. They were alarmed. They were very
You're too much for him.
Wild. All right. Well, let's get into things here. Our guest, you might have guessed, is Georgia-born, Jupiter-based singer-songwriter and mandolin player, Fox Mabel. She's a 3-time Grammy-submitted artist, a 2-time International Songwriting Contest Top 20 finisher, and a powerhouse live performer. I know because I've seen her several times. Her music blends Americana, alt country, blues, southern rock, and a little South Florida surf. Her debut full-length album, Last of the Lost. Man, you got to put a tongue twister in there, don't you? It's out now, and tonight we're talking about the years and experiences behind it. Welcome once again, Fox Mabel.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, did I make a mistake by bringing you the whole bottle?
Not at all. No. This is just normal things.
Okay. So while you pour yourself a little drink, I'm gonna get you where we need to get you, right? Okay. Oh, geez, I just sent my notes all the way back to the top. That's okay. So for somebody discovering you tonight, first time, how would you describe the artist you are now and how different she is from the person who first started making music?
Well, if you're talking about maybe genre or sound, it's completely different. Upswell was a lot of Floridian energy. It was a very surfy album. I had just come out of a surf rock band for 5 years. So there was a lot of that element, a lot of that Dick Dale, a lot of that like reverb drenched type of sound. But it also was going into like an indie pop world. And it was very South Florida like based, is sort of very immersed in that. And Last of the Lost, I mean, being 5 years later, but the album itself taking 3.5 years, it feels more like 10 with the changes in my life. So the inspirations behind it, like Upswell was a very fun album to make. It was a lot of just like having a good time. Showing up to every studio session after going out drinking with friends, and just like life was very fun in 2020 and not 2020, like the beginning of 2020, but like the end of 2020 and 2021, things were good. Life was good. And then now in 2026, I mean, my life is completely different, and it's just so much less of that bouncy, effervescent, hopeful energy, unfortunately. And it's more of like a confrontation of issues and a confrontation of loss. So Last of the Lost, the name of the album started with basically songs that were lost. So the first few songs I wanted to put on there were songs that were back from 2013 and even 2011. So like Last of the Lost, the song was originally titled Lost. I started writing that in 2011. I wrote the piano intro in 2011. I rewrote all the songs that were old. Back on Wasted, I started writing in 2013. And, Drift My Way, I started writing in 2013. It was a completely different song. So I rewrote these 3 old songs, but then I added these other new songs, and they were about more difficult subjects. And I was writing songs about like maybe a guy breaks up with you and it's rough, and it's like you have to confront that, and like Upswell. And then I go to Last of the Lost. It's not just about heartbreak, it's about grief. And it's about trauma and being traumatized and getting past that. Like Last of the Lost is a heavy song. It's not just heavy like musically. If you lyrically look at that, it is a heavy song, and it is way heavier than even the lyrics say. You can ask Ben Childs, like he produced it with me. Those sessions were brutal. They were so emotionally difficult working on that song, like especially the singing, the vocal parts, and the lyrics. It was hard. And I have people that come up to me that have heard the album that are like, I get it. And then there's other songs that they're like, I really get that one. And then there's some that they're like, what's that one about? People always wonder, like, what's One Before We Go about? It's about the end of the world. And you look at the person you're with, and you're like, this is who I spend the end of the world with? That is what One Before We Go is about.
Yeah.
It is literally about, is the person I'm with Armageddon, like, qualified?
Right.
I had that conversation with myself back in like 2014 or 2015, whenever I finished writing that. So like that, and that's been my most well-received song off of this album. And they're talking about like that aspect, because at the end, it's like there's these abandoned dogs chasing you down a road, and you look at the person you're with, you're like, what am I doing? And that's what it is. It's very like confronting of deeper problems than Upswell was. Upswell was definitely about confronting things. And Upswell was the first time I confronted the problems in my hometown in Jupiter. That song Sand on Upswell was about all of these golf celebrities and these celebrities treating this town like it's a playground, treating the people in it like they don't matter. And I was working in golf courses when I started writing that. I mean, I started writing that song in like 2006 or 7. And it was about like the way that the town was being treated like a resort. Like there's people that have lived there their whole lives, and they treat them like they just flew into town just to pour their drink.
Right. Yeah.
But then Jupiter Sunrise is about Jupiter being completely destroyed. and demolished, and the natural environment being just stripped away, and the people that have lived there forever being forced out. So it's like a next level. So some of it's like the same topic, but much worse.
So it's interesting because, you know, first of all, that is a topic that hits home to a lot of people across the country, you know, because it's happening to little towns everywhere. But before we get deep into that, what you're describing to me is Upswell. Last of the Lost seems like a perfect sequel to somebody growing up, right? Because when we're young, things that are similar problems, the same, you know, same situations, Jupiter, Sunrise, and Sand, it's the same thing that you're framing, but with different colored lenses, right? So you had rose-colored lenses when it started. You noticed it was happening. You saw the writing on the wall. And then when you got to Jupiter Sunrise, which if you guys were tuning in while the countdown was going on, that was the song we played. And you took it to the next level. And I feel like that move from Upswell, which was really great, to this record it's like a grown-up, you know? And there in the time period works because Upswell was 6 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe
much 5
or 6 years ago. And you took songs that you were writing back in that time period and you moved them. And so I guess that's a good question to tap on. So this record really is a culmination of songs that you had ideas for back in that time period, that Upswell time period earlier when you were younger and you know, bushy-eyed or bushy-tailed or whatever they call it. Bushy-eyed.
That's good.
Yeah, there's whole businesses designed to fix that bushy-eyed problem.
But yeah, so you had all of this, and then you spent all this time rewriting, refiguring, revisiting all of these things for this album, while also hashing out trauma that you were going through during the time. So how did you get to the end of the record when you finally were like, this is where it is and it's time to put it into the world?
Oh, I honestly, it was starting to give me like an emotional breakdown. That's not an exaggeration. You can ask like Aubrey's in the chat. You can ask any of my friends, any of my bandmates. At the end of this, it was literally driving me insane. And one of my music mentors, obviously, like my primary music mentor is Pete Catucci. And we talk about like these little minutia of things. And I know like because of our conversations, you can get to a point like with Upswell. I mean, if the song sounded remotely like it was done, it felt like it was done. And I had a fabulous producer for that and studio musician for that, Christopher Maloney. If you know him, he used to run Jupiter Absolute Music in Jupiter.
Oh yeah.
And
I don't know him personally, but I know the
he's
name.
a great guy.
Yeah.
And we had a great time making that album, but it felt simpler. It felt easier. It felt like the songs were done when they were done. But with this record, some of them did feel that way. One Before We Go didn't take an enormous amount of time. Like Never Meet Your Heroes didn't take an enormous amount of time. Change Your Mind, you know, we brought Adam in for that one. And that one, once he was playing on it, it was like, felt like it was done pretty quickly. But some of them, like Drift My Way was like an enduring task. That was like a 10 session, because my sessions were usually only like 3 or 4 hours because I work a job, you know, Ben works a job. He's a musician. He does lessons. So it was like piecemeal. And some of these songs like took forever to put together. I mean, Drift My Way, we started and put it out because that was the first single. And like One Before We Go, we started talking about doing that and we framed it out. And then we finally, like when we finally like did it, it wasn't that long of a window. But like talking about it and planning for it was years. And it's not because it was going to take that long to record, because we recorded it in a reasonable amount of time. But it was because it basically went from one genre to another. That's the one that I told you, Kevin. I'm like, that's the one that became a blues rock song. And it's had blues radio play because it really became like an Americana blues rock, like mashup. But then there were songs like Last of the Lost that it was so devastating to get into that subject matter. And when I first wrote Last of the Lost, it was about a couple things. It was an allegory about a couple things. And then by the time I recorded it, it became about some more things too. So it's basically 2 songs in one, kind of like Tequila was on Upswell. And like Tequila on Upswell was like this fun song in the first half. And then the second half is when it's like just angst and longing and just brutality. And like you're just destroyed at the end of it. It's like I'm crying out because I've been hurt so badly. I don't know what to do with it. But like Last Lost is like the beginning of the song is you're destroying all these elements of someone's life through your actions. And at the end, it's the allegory of we set sail across the sea. And that's where you move from this to this journey, almost like an exodus of people that have been through what the first half of the song was about. And how do you ever get through it? And the answer is, I don't know. And that's like, I don't know if you ever get through it. I don't have an answer. Maybe the next album will be about I got through it, because I don't know if you do. I think you do, but it's about confronting it and just experiencing it and acknowledging it and trying to think like I'm getting on a ship to go Titanic. Great foreshadowing. I want to go on a journey to get past this. Can I get past this? And that song, it 1,000,000% does not answer the question, but it tells you that I want to get past this. We as people want to get past these things that happen to us.
Because the track is unbelievable. For one, and it's like an 8-minute epic.
We could have spent 20 more sessions on it. Like me and Ben were going back and forth. I'm like, we got to do this. We got to do this. And we finally got to a point where he was going to Africa for a month.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank God, because he had to leave. We had to stop because I had set a date. I was like, we're going to set a date for the release. Like it's going to happen. And he had to leave. And I was like, it was like this liberating feeling of the minutia that me and Pete talk about. You cannot keep working on something forever as an artist because it will drive you crazy. It'll drive you right off the Donald Ross Bridge.
Yeah.
And I was like watching the edge of the Donald Ross Bridge for like a year and a half with this. And when we finally were done, we set the date and Ben's like, I'm leaving for Africa. And I chose the copy that I uploaded to distribute. It was like this weight came off of me.
It's crazy, right? Kevin was here for this conversation too. We were here with Lefty Hathaway a couple months back.
I love him.
Right. And we had almost the same conversation. He's like, he booked studio time with a finite amount of time because that's
good.
That's when he needs to know that the track is done. And we did. We had a lovely conversation about how, you could just go back and tweak here and tweak there and take another take here. And you didn't like how this was, but the song has to breathe. You have to give it life, At some point you got to send your kids off to school.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love Lefty, by the way.
God,
I love him.
We had such a great chat. It was great to have him back. Yeah.
And it's totally the truth because, and I will say that there's 2 different ways to look at this because I've had a couple people that have walked up to me over the years that are really sweet, nice people that they don't necessarily perform live. They don't necessarily have like a musical background. And they're like, oh, I want to record. And I said, I waited literally 12 years into my music career to even talk about recording because there's no way me at the beginning of my musical career in Florida, there's not a chance that I would have even been slightly ready. The only reason I was even, because the first thing I ever put out was not even Christmas Missing, my first solo single. It was with a band called Book of the Dead. This is like deep trivia. Only my girlfriends would remember this. Like you might remember this because like we talked about this when we first met Brad, like
That's
a million
right.
years ago.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, we'll touch on that too.
My first album was with a band called Book of the Dead, and we put out an original album that was only 5 songs, but it was 5 like epic metal anthem songs. They were all like 6.5 minutes plus long. I was playing in a band with this child prodigy. This like, I think I was like 22 or something, and he was, I don't know, 15, 16, and the drummer was like 17, and they'd been playing together, and I joined the band, and I wrote all the lyrics and all the vocal parts. And like, he was just absolute virtuoso. So the album, it's really good in a lot of ways, but it's also super unpolished.
Right.
But because we had such a good producer on the album, Cher Ross from Vixen has a studio in Boynton Beach.
Oh, wow.
And the Tyler's mom like made this album happen. And because she was there overseeing us, it was like a chaperone of art camp making something really great come out. And it still turned out really interesting. In terms of the mixing and production, is really good. In terms of the performance, it sounded probably a lot better than it was in the studio, but the songs really hold up.
Can that stuff be heard?
Oh, of course. Yeah. You have to go on YouTube and search Book of the Dead, Shepherd's Kingdom Come. That's the name of the album. Or maybe it might just be Kingdom Come, but Book of the Dead, Kingdom Come. And I just found in my notes today, I wrote the song called Rabbit Hole on there. I wrote it on the bass. I wrote the whole song. And then Tyler added this crazy ending. And then I wrote all the lyrics for the other songs. And he has one instrumental that's just like epic because he was that good. The drummer was Yngwie Malmsteen's drummer's like student.
Okay.
And then Tyler's teacher was this very well-known classical musical instructor. So he's a classical guitar player, which they can play anything. But Tyler basically became like Yngwie Malmsteen Jr. And if he had not become an installation art and photography guy, because I think he burned out, got tired of it, but he could have easily been the next Yngwie. He was that good. I mean, it's crazy. But if you had asked me to do a solo album then, it would have been Clown Shoes. So you have to be ready to some extent, which means you have to have played and tested and workshopped and brutalized your songs over and over again. I wrote every single song I've ever recorded. I've rewritten multiple times over years and years and years. The newest song that I ever wrote and recorded of all my songs, I think it's Change Your Mind on Last the Lost. I think I wrote that like 2 years ago and I never rewrote it. That's it.
Yeah, everything just kind of came from all those. Yeah. So, well, since you're kind of leading us into this realm, let's talk a little bit about your musical past, and because it runs the gamut: punk music, metal, surf rock. You talked about blues, country, Americana. So, how did all of those influences and styles eventually become the current Fox Maple sound?
That's a really good question. I'm not sure I know the answer to how it like kind of played out, but I know that playing in the punk and metal scene was really cool, but I got a lot of pushback from the metal and punk crowds in our South Florida area. They just, I don't think they saw me as a metalhead. And they want to see certain things on stage. I mean, think about it. I'm up there. If you can pull up these pictures, like they're out there. I'm up there with a faux hawk, and I have no tattoos. I have no piercings. Like I'm wearing ripped jeans and shoes and like a tank top, like playing bass and singing. And I don't know that the scene would have ever felt like I was like in the scene.
Right.
And that's not a hate on them. It's just that they have an aesthetic. They have like a way of approaching their appearance on stage.
Yeah.
I think now I probably look more like a metalhead than I did back when I was a metalhead. Like I can't even explain it. And then moving into, I went a hard right turn leaving the punk and metal scene. Cause like I was raised on the punk and metal scene, but I was also raised on oldies and like classic rock. So I took this hard turn into oldies, classic rock, surf rock, and that felt a little more comfortable. I think people felt like I fit there better. And then COVID happened and we shut down, and I had to put together an acoustic project in a garage. So we turned that into Fox and Foes. That's where Fox and Foes came from.
Yeah.
The original Fox and Foes was formed in a garage during COVID, and we just picked random songs. Like it was literally like we were on a live stream every Sunday saying, what do you guys want to hear?
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Played anything. Like we had Wi-Fi and I would just pull up whatever the song was. If I knew the song, I'm like, yeah, we can play that. We're all drinking. It's COVID.
Yep.
And I mean, obviously it wasn't a super high quality performance at that time, but it founded like Fox and Foes became whatever it was then. And it became very quickly when I met Adam, that's when I knew I wanted to go in that like Southern rock direction. like Southern jam rocks, like jam band, like Grateful Dead, Allman Brothers, and make like this jam heavy, kind of soulful, rootsy, Southern kind of sound, but with a bluesy backdrop. And then creating Fox Maple Band. Fox Maple Band has kind of changed genres a little over the years. Now we have the right lineup to be a very blues adjacent, alt rock, blues rock, soul, Americana, like, and it's really coming together. And the set list is making a lot more sense.
So has anybody, because obviously well, maybe not obviously, but I have done a deep dive preparing for the show. So I've listened to a lot of your music and performances, and not that I haven't I've seen your shows, but, has anybody ever told you that you really favor Bonnie Raitt?
I love Bonnie Raitt so much. It's not even funny.
So some of the songs that you were singing, your songs, and like it had a lot to do with the arrangements and the musicians, or at least the instrumentation around it too. It just had this very good vibe. And then your voice, and I was saying this off air, but I told you I was going to say it on air. You have this current voice, which I believe is is your voice. Finally, you found it. It is this very anthemic sound, very what's the word I'm looking for? A commanding voice. So when I was listening, I was like, man, the songs are getting me jacked up. I'm ready to roll. And then I was like, Bonnie Raitt, maybe not in her early career, but later in her career, she really kind of developed this sound that became the Bonnie Raitt sound. And so I feel like if somebody was like, who do you think she sounds like? I would probably say that.
That's an amazing compliment.
She's unbelievable too.
She's so great. I'm such a big fan. The funny thing is, if you listen to like recordings versus live, like when I play people my recordings, I will get sometimes stuff like that. And then I'll get some other female singers. Like recently I've been getting like a little Jennifer Nettles, which, and it's crazy to me because here's why. When I perform live, everybody just says Janis Joplin. And all of these women have or had higher ranges than me. And I'm waiting for the day that I hear who I think I'm trying to reach the kind of level that they're at, but is in my range. Because all of the female artists that I have respected the most are all a higher range than me. And when I was growing up, like my voice wasn't very good. Like nobody really paid any attention to me as a musician as a kid. I mean, I was told like, hey, you did your best. Like it, if you want to keep trying, you should. Like that's kind of the feedback I got. And then with sports, it's like, you're going to be the best of all time. So just do this only and give up the rest of your life. So like, that's all I did.
They're clearly sending you down a path.
And I did. And I went to the highest heights of what women's sports can do. And it was a mountain that was not a mountain at all. I was looking over a valley that was, at the same level as me. So I like, what am I doing? And going back to music and finally being able to find a voice. Like if you're a young female listener, if this somehow reaches you, my voice as a child and a young adult was never good. I could never quite get there. I had no strength. And then as I got into my mid-20s, I suddenly started to find a bit of a voice. And then in my early 30s, suddenly it was like my vocal cords completely changed. It's like I got a whole new set of vocal cords. It's almost like somebody reached down and just handed me new vocal cords. And every year that I go by, things get better. Obviously, I'm practicing constantly, but I've never had any training. I want to have training. But things do change for the better sometimes when you get older. And I'll tell you this, when I first started listening to Elton John when I was a kid, I loved him. I saw Elton John, I think about 9 years ago. And people were like, oh, well, his voice has changed. His voice was unbelievable. The last single that I downloaded from him before COVID was off of the album. I think the album's called The Diving Board. And it was, oh man, I'm going to forget the name of the song, but it was, it says, if I can go back home, if I'd never left, I'd never have known. Whatever that song was, I'll remember the name. But that song, his vocals were unbelievable, and they're different. They're so different. They're deeper. They're richer. him on his greatest hits, it's not the same. It's so much different. But I love his voice in those later recordings. It's so good. So some things do get better. Now, if you're, unfortunately, like if you're Axl Rose and as a young man, you blow your vocal cords to hell for 20 years and you're, maybe drinking and doing some things.
Maybe.
I think if you go from 20s, 30s, and 40s completely smashing your vocal cords and doing all the things and not getting rest, I do think you get to a point where you may have severely damaged your vocal cords.
Well, yeah, and it's not something
that happens.
It's not something like a mystery, if you it's like anything. If you damage it and it becomes their scar tissue, they'll never form together again, and it will change over time.
You tear your ACL 6 times.
Yeah,
you're always going to walk.
Yeah,
like voices throughout time that I can't imagine how they could talk after singing are Brian Johnson from AC/DC.
Crazy, right?
Whatever his name is, the singer for Nazareth. His voice sounds like...
Oh, I didn't expect them to get pulled out.
He sounds like he just drank kerosene. Axl Rose, and then there was one other... Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
Well, and he retired.
Yeah, well, at 75.
Well, I mean...
But Steven Tyler is an anomaly because he's screaming like that since the 60s.
But something happened to him. He had a vocal injury, I think.
Did he?
Yeah. You have to look it up.
Well, come on. Yeah.
The news story. He had an actual vocal injury that I think was maybe unrelated to that. But
wow.
I don't know.
I was not aware of that.
I don't want to be... I know it made the news that something happened, and when you read further, there was something that happened that he was like, I can't do this anymore. But respect, because... Since when are you expected to perform until you're freaking 80? Like, that's new.
Right.
Now, you can do it if you want. Like, I'll tell you what, Buddy Guy freaking still can sing just like he used to
be
sing.
at the Kravis Center.
He still plays great. I mean, I go with Frank, and Frank was in his band, right?
Right, yeah.
And Frank's like, well, he still has like the magic. He still does these fun things. Obviously, he's not physically doing the things he did, but he still has all these fun things that he does with the guitar that have not changed. He's adapted to his, age and mobility to do them in a way that works for him. But his voice is still
right there,
strong. I've never seen Willie Nelson live, but I've heard only good things about his performances. So, I mean, my favorite band is Savatage, and they just got back together. And Zach Stevens was the second singer from the band. John Oliva, the main singer, he's had health issues. He's still with the band, like involved with the band. But Zach Stevens is a singer I met when I got my first album in 1997.
Okay.
And he is killing it. He's still got exactly the voice he always had.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like you there's some people that it's unnatural for them to sing the way that they're singing. And then there's some people that it does come naturally, like Brian from AC/DC. I feel like that's a very natural voice for him, and he's still out there killing it.
Yeah.
After
Based
all
on
these
his
years.
speaking voice?
Well, yeah, just based on the longevity. I don't know. It's interesting. I have a couple things for you here. "Home Again" was the Elton John song.
Yes, God, that song.
Thank you, Jaybird, for that.
Did he write the song called Belfast?
I don't know.
I think there is.
Somebody check us on that. Aubrey said she's interested to see what Josh from Greta Van Fleet sounds like in 20 years.
I was going to ask about, that's a great point. I was going to ask about the Screamo guys from the 2000s. Like, how are they doing? Yeah, I want to check in with those guys.
Right.
I think I'll post a reel tomorrow. Hey, Screamo guys from the 2000s, how you doing? How's your voice holding up?
Yeah.
I hope good.
Interesting. Yeah, like the guys.
That was some hardcore stuff.
Oh, not My Chemical Romance, but him too. But I was thinking of The Inked. Do you guys remember the band The Inked?
Man.
God, yeah. All that stuff.
Man.
I don't know. There's so many.
Screamo totally took me by surprise. I found out about it. I was mixing a show.
Oh, no.
This band, I was doing sound at this club I worked at, and this band comes up. I'm like, oh, this is a tight metal band. And then all of a sudden, like Muppets, the tops of their heads just peeled back, and this giant sound came out. They were all like,
oh, yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is that? There's something wrong with the PA. Oh, no, that's coming through the microphones. I was totally blown away. I didn't even know a human could make that sound.
That band I was in, Tyler, he came to me. He goes, I want to add Screamo like stuff. I want to add scream metal to the songs. My brother, I'm not doing that.
Barking up the wrong tree.
Because he asked me to try it. I'm like, I'll try it at home. And so I was drinking some drinks with my cousin, Billy. I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to try some shit. He's like, don't. And I did it. And he's like, did that hurt? I'm like, yeah. That hurt bad. And I'm drinking tequila. I'm not doing that again.
Oh, wow.
But I told Tyler, he's like, I'll do it. And sure enough, on the album, he did it. And I remember at the end of that, I was like, what do you think? He's like, that shit sucks. Like, I hope we don't have to do that live. I'm like, man, I don't know. He decided we do that live. But I really I don't know. I feel like there's things you can do forever. And there's things you can do for a while. And you can play in the NFL. And you can make jump cuts and spin moves. And you can completely juke your entire self away for a span of time. And then your body's going to be like, maybe we don't have to fight the Trojan Wars forever because your body's probably like, I don't know what the NFL is. I'm, descended from all these people that fought all these wars. We don't do this forever. And then there's things you can do for the rest of your life. You can throw a football for the rest of your life if you take care of your body.
Yeah.
I could probably.
I don't know. Quarterbacks are on their ass at the end of every
I'm talking
play.
about like you and me go to the beach. We're all hanging out.
Okay,
we all three are hanging out at the beach. I bring a football out. We're throwing a football around. We can do that forever until we're 90 years old. But can we all have like juke like moves for like no? So you can sing until you're 90. Ask Buddy Guy. He's singing great. He sounds great. But maybe you can't do screamo like yelling forever. Maybe not.
What I think it is it's how close you are to the edge of your abilities, like the maximum you're capable of, is a direct reverse proportion to how long it will last. Like football players can exceed the limits of human, endurance for 5 to 10 years, and then they're retired. If someone's singing and it's well within their technique and it's easy, then they can keep that voice for their entire life.
And I think it just, you hit it on the head earlier. It has a lot to do with how you take care of it. Because if you are singing rock music all night and boozing and smoking and, yelling at the top of your lungs.
And it's not that, it's the drugs, brother.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know,
I don't think it's
any of that.
I think sometimes it's the alcohol.
And I believe yes, it's the alcohol, but I think it's your behavior under the influence of it.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like you talk louder when you've been drinking.
That's a really good point. Really
also it dries everything out, so that's why you have such a bad hangover typically, because it's like a diuretic. You piss everything out, and I don't know. And then the drugs, a whole other bag. But I really believe that it's behavior driven. And not to say that you can't blow it out if you've never done any of that stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's if your job is to tour 300 dates out of the year, every year for 50 years,
that
it's
is
crazy.
What is so weird about our era is right now. So imagine it's 1999, right? And we're talking about Guns N' Roses, who probably, someone can fact check me. I'm just going to throw a random major. I'm going to guess Guns N' Roses started touring in 1979, 1980? So they started touring in either the late 70s or the 80s. And all of a sudden it's 1999. All right. So we're talking about potentially 20 years of touring if they started in 1979 as a young band.
Right.
So Axl Rose is doing that, throwing down. The early years he's doing that 200 days a year. And then now he's doing it potentially, like you said, 250 days a year. Now back then, they made money off of record sales. So I don't know that they had to tour more than 250 days a year.
Right.
Because they are still making money from actually selling records, which I got eaten alive on freaking TikTok, which I just started my TikTok. I got brutalized because I'm like, everybody owes an apology to Metallica because they were right. So people didn't like that. I said millennials owe an apology to Metallica because we came after them so hard. But back then they're making money off of album sales.
All right.
So all of a sudden it's 1999, right?
Well, money was being made somewhere.
So it's 1999. Imagine this. You are Guns N' Roses. You have been making money from record sales. Now Napster starts.
Erases.
And the new age of music streaming is starting to be ushered in, and you no longer make any money off of record sales, or you make some money but not enough, because the record label, whatever deal you signed back in 1986 or whatever year that they signed, they probably were independent for a span of time.
And now listen, you touch on a really good point there, and I'm glad that you went there, because I was going to take you there anyway. During that time period, the scope of horrible record deals was unbelievable for these artists. So, what ended up happening is there was a lot of money, and you mentioned this too, Kevin. There was a lot of money being made, but where was the money going? And it wasn't going to Axl Rose.
Nope.
They gave Axl Rose whatever he wanted, but not always what he should have been getting, right? And that goes for any of those artists. Pop artists, they made sure that you lived luxuriously enough that you believed that you were getting everything you deserved, while the executives and the business people who knew, I'm not buying.
They were charging you for it on the back end.
And he probably had no idea until he was in his 30s.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I look up the biography. I'm sure I could be completely wrong. He could have just flushed all his money away for no reason, or he's fine. But like you said, what are they making?
What Napster and streaming ultimately did was kind of give independent musicians a leg up in the industry, because then you were able, because it wasn't so much, I need a record deal. You realize that you could distribute your music to the masses by yourself from your bedroom recordings. You could get on a platform and anybody had the potential to hear your music, and it wasn't throttled by record execs or radio at the time, which was at the top of its game at that point. So there was nobody telling you weren't good enough. You could go find your audience, and then you could get that audience, and nobody could stop you from distributing your music. And I feel like it didn't turn the tables, obviously, because there's still so much money in those companies and the backing that you still couldn't compete with them as an independent artist. But it got to a point where you could make CDs, disc makers and all these places, you could have CDs pressed and go and actually sell music at your shows, and people were buying it.
Yeah.
And then streaming comes along, and you were able to just say, go in, and obviously the streaming's not paying you, but it became like the biggest foot in the door for fandom of an independent artist, which never existed before. You were selling mixtapes out of the back of your trunk, right? And so it changed the game for independent musicians, but it really put it stopped the gravy train for these massive artists who were like, wait a second. Because if they weren't starting their own labels, they were like, I could be selling this music too. I hate to bring her up, but Taylor Swift, perfect example. They stole her songs.
And she did it right.
And she said,
she did it right.
My fans will buy all these songs again if I go and re-record them. And she did it. And she did it right. She fans did it. And then she got it all back.
Yep. That was a masterclass in having faith in her fan base.
Right.
But also she's surrounded herself with really intelligent people.
Yeah.
And she's also surrounded herself with the best production in the world. So she's done all the things right to do it. And she continues to put out songs that she spent time working on, that a lot of them are really, really good. So some people are like, I hate Taylor Swift. Well, I mean, there's songs of hers that I don't love, but man, I mean, if she collaborated with Phoebe Bridgers, she's already in my wheelhouse.
Right.
So she's got a lot of songs that are really, really well done, but also business wise, you can't argue with the savvy.
Nah, yeah.
I mean, to surround herself with the best live production people in the world. And I'm sure when she first endeavored upon that, I'm sure she lost money for a couple of shows, because you want to bring on the very best people. And then all of a sudden, somewhere in like the late 2010s, you start seeing people say Taylor Swift was the best live show I've ever seen.
Right.
So she invested in herself. She invested in her songs. She's got a lot of really good songs. And she invested in her catalog by buying back her music or finding a way around it, right? And fighting against that bad publishing deal. So she did everything right from a business standpoint. She's done everything right from a branding standpoint. She's kept herself in a good view of her fans, and she's created an amazing live show, but she's also continued to produce. She hasn't just, I need 6 years to get my life together.
Right.
No.
Yeah, she keeps
the
the
whole
momentum.
time, no matter what's going on in her life, she keeps writing.
Yeah, it's I'm glad that you brought it up.
You cannot hate on that.
Because
you can't.
She never stopped investing in herself. Her career spans decades now, right? And that's crazy. And she's the biggest. She's arguably the biggest pop star in the world.
There's only one drag you can ever bring on Taylor Swift. There's only one.
What's
And
that?
as a person that has lived the other side, I get it. There are people that showed whatever amount of promise in music that they did, and their family had the financial means to invest in them as a full-time job and do everything financially possible to promote them from a young age. And she had that.
Yeah.
There are incredibly good artists all over the world that could be the next Taylor Swift that do not have the financial, socioeconomic means to ever do that. Even if their parents want to and they believe in them, they will never be able to do that. And that is the ultimate fault of our system musically, is that we still allow that to be the case. There's avenues for those people to try and pursue things. But it's, that is the truth, is that she had a mother and father management team for a long time that was financially capable of supporting her. I'm not saying that they were billionaires. I'm not saying that they were super well connected, but they had the financial ability. If you can invest $1,000 to $2,000 a month in promotion, you can take good music and push it very far. You can never spend $2,000 a month on bad music and ever go anywhere. So don't think for a second I'm saying that you can push nothing up a hill. If you're not talented and your music isn't good, it will never go anywhere, no matter how much money you put behind it. Now, I say that, but yeah, if you're related to
don't tell that to William Hung.
Well, I was about to say, if you're related to if you're Samuel L. Jackson's niece and you put together a mixtape of extremely bad AI music, I'm sure you'll get more views than a regular person with good music.
Yeah.
But it's about the longevity, and you make a good
But
point.
that is an access point that we don't all have. And my access point at that point, my parents were not of wealthy means, but basically as a child and as a teenager, I probably showed, not zero promise. I probably showed very low promise in music. So my dad invested all of that into sports.
Sure. And good on your parents
But
too.
if he had invested all that in music, I would have been playing clubs in Fayetteville for
Sure.
$100.
Yeah.
It would never have been enough to do those kinds of things. So that is a legitimate drag on people with momagers and dadagers.
And listen, I don't know if that's
money.
I don't know if that's a drag, because you're talking about the art community as a whole through all of history.
Yeah.
Right. So you've had major artists like Leonardo da Vinci, who only became prominent because people invested in him. And then you had others like Edgar Allan Poe, who died in the street, and so you only became this massive thing after he was long gone and we discovered his works, right? Moving through Gaudi from Spain, built the huge basilica and designed it for decades. And he died. He got hit by a bus or a train in the street, and they didn't even know who he was.
Damn.
He would just look like so my point in that is there's a lot of luck and savvy, and those things have to work together in order to be successful.
And good marketing.
Talent. And good,
really good
well,
marketing.
that's, yeah.
And that takes
you know,
money.
And that's what
that's it.
comes from. And this is the problem that a lot of us have with the. Well, I mean, it's like the problem with the whole world, right? I mean, okay, so do we really need to keep making sure that nepotism lives on? Like, probably not. Like, do we need to keep making sure that billionaires get to continue to do what they want to do? Like, I mean, probably not. We could probably look at these things. So from a music industry standpoint, what do we really want? If we are all artists and we are all in the same sphere, and that's saying that a guy that runs an open mic in the middle of some random town in the Midwest is on the same artistic and creative, pure art standpoint as someone that's a voting member of the Grammys, that's a wealthy New York symphonic member. Like they write scores for like theater, or they write scores for movies. And if they're on the same standing as this nice person that has no means, that runs an open mic, and if we're all talking about just the purity of creative energy and creative atmosphere and artists, what is the most important thing? And that is that we create avenues for everyone to be heard, and there be no bias somewhere. And somewhere is not streaming. So you can, like I said, you can get publicists and you can hire people that are of influence, and you can tell them to give me time and listen to my music. And if it's good, they will disseminate it and you will get attention. And if it's bad, they'll say, we couldn't place it. But at the same time, if you're someone with unlimited means and you have a more mediocre product, you can afford to disseminate that to so many people that you will disseminate that to people that do not have a moral compass on what they disseminate. They will not
Isn't that the mission statement of the top 40?
Well, and it's just like talking about you said, I don't even know if you said mission statement. I think you said, when I heard admission, it's just like college. So you're applying to schools and somebody else is applying with 1,000 different people paid off to look at it. It's the same. But we have like a better level playing field because of things like Napster and streaming and ending the gravy train for the record companies, which somehow they still have money because they all got bought by private equity, probably. But, and there's still artists getting ripped off because there's still people that buy into it and they just don't pay attention. But you also have a flood of things to the market that aren't necessarily well produced. So you're also, the algorithm with Spotify is extremely well cultivated. And I feel like this isn't talked about enough because I've done a lot of research on this. Spotify is so against you if you have no listeners and so against you if nothing going on for you. But if you have a lot of organic listeners and you have a lot of repeat people going to your stuff, it's a huge boost without a lot of money. So if you build a real organic fan base with Spotify, you get a lot of algorithmic boosts. And if you create other content, you create quality. I mean, quality, you have to have like decent production, quality video production, quality short form content, quality engagement with the people that interact with your stuff. Like you're doing a lot for yourself on that algorithm. But if you put out a piece of AI generated junk that's produced in your house, in your basement, and you can put it out there, but it will not get anything. You can put $5,000 of marketing behind it, but it just won't go anywhere. Right. That's all we have going for us.
Well, listen,
as an independent artist trying to put out quality work,
but that's enough.
The algorithm
I feel like
with Spotify is good.
At least we still have that, and yeah. And like, and I guess I'm going to kind of, because we got to kind of move on here in a minute, but I do want to kind of wrap this up because it's a very interesting conversation. And I know you're super passionate about it. I know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I watched their
shows. Did I go too far?
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
Honestly.
It's gripping.
We didn't even get into AI. I didn't even go
It's gripping because it's not AI.
It's the crux of the
AI,
art. Or
it's not really about that. Yeah, it's
like
really
AI is the new hotness right now, and it's not going to replace artists. Artists will continue to thrive because people, and it's already happening, people don't want it. They don't want art by the machine, right? And so while artists and creators are navigating this tool that has now been set into our laps, everybody's navigating
Keyword tool.
It's a tool. Yeah, right, with the capital T. So everybody,
no, not that band. I like them.
Everybody's navigating this that's been dropped in our lap, and it is interesting and it is worth exploring. But it's not going to replace real songwriting and getting together with other people and creating music, right? It could be inspiring people that might not have ever had the means to hear their song in a way that inspired them to want to take it further, right? So I don't know. I'm not against or all in on the AI thing. So I'm eating my popcorn and I'm watching it come through, right? And but I understand the outrage and I understand the uncertainty with it. It's not lost on me, but I am also, I kind of want to see where it goes, right? But
it's going somewhere.
But it's a very good point.
It's going to hell.
So speaking of songwriting, and I just kind of want to wrap up our chat here with this. You have described songwriting as an exorcism. And that really spoke to me when I think you were talking about it on Kevin and Paul's show. And I was like, it really is. It really gets some demons out. Even the fun songs, they're all, I used to write from very deep places out of my journals and things I was going through. I don't write a lot anymore because I found I write the most when I'm unhappy, but I've been really happy for a long time. So I don't write as much.
What's that like?
I will take that trade. Honestly.
Damn, that sounds really good.
I do miss
it is kind of a hit for you when you're emotionally well adjusted.
Yeah.
Like you're
Wow.
ready to take the nosedive.
Wow, I'll never have to worry about that because I'm not well.
I miss writing all the time, but like I do not miss the trauma that comes along with it. So tell me a little bit about that, how it feels like an exorcism for you. And we'll kind of, I think we'll wrap up there. It's been a very, very.
Well, we could do this for 4 more hours.
I know.
So we'll have to just schedule this again.
No doubt.
So yeah, tell me about your exorcism.
Yeah, I mean, the ones on this album that were so difficult to put down were also the ones that are most therapeutic to put out there. Drift My Way shouldn't have been that way. It was written originally as a simple song about somebody that just blows you off and just treats you bad. But it became a song that's about like emotional abandonment and about knowing that you should give up on something and just not being able to, because you were raised to be someone that fights for things. Mm-hmm. And that one was hard. I don't know why it was so hard, but that one was hard. It was about a lot of different memories that it was not about like one situation or one person. When I rewrote it, I updated the language to really be about more than one event and more than one experience. But that one was hard. But I mean, Last of the Lost was just absolutely a brutal, brutal experience. I felt the weight of not just myself and my experiences on the topic, but the weight of so many other people in my life that have confided in me just about these traumatic events and violence and the way people treat one another. And I can never understand that because I've had times where people were horrible to me. And the idea of doing something that harmed them for life, like I can't understand it. I've had people come up to me straight up to me in a bar and just start a physical fight. And like, I still can't imagine trying to hurt them so badly that it like ruins their life. Like, I can't understand what makes somebody want to traumatize someone for the rest of their life. I can never understand that. But, I had a good support system growing up, even though I've been massively traumatized and dealt with mental health issues my whole life. Apparently, there's other things that might make that be the case. But with everything I've been through and the fact that I don't want to hurt anyone, it blows my mind that there's people out there that are just waking up in the morning thinking about hurting somebody. I just can't understand it. I can't. Attachment disorder doesn't make sense. I've experienced it. Trauma in your upbringing, I can't understand it. I've experienced it. There's nothing that I can understand about doing that. And so Last of the Lost was, it's a conversation. The song is about a lot of different levels of going through that. And a lot of different stories from different people I've talked to, especially women. And it's an unanswered question. So I think that's the worst part of it is like, I can't say at the end of it, like everything's great. Actually, at the end of it, what it says in that song is, I'm the last of a dying breed. And it's because sometimes you feel isolated in your experience. You feel like you're the only person that's ever been there. And you're not. If you talk to other people, you you find out you're not. But how hard is that? How hard is that to like open up to someone and say, hey, listen to this that happened to me? If you are around people that are of a similar background and similar like lifestyle, you might have, oh, absolutely, that happened to me. But if you're around other people that were raised differently, they'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? I've never been through that. And that's a hard thing.
Yeah, it is very isolating. But then there's the opposite side of the spectrum where someone will just walk up to you and they're just like, hey, guess how screwed up I am. I can't wait to tell you all about it.
Well, that I find rare with most people that we meet. But you'll meet someone that's like really in a bad space and they'll hear a song that you played. Like we'll be out live playing a song and someone will come up to you and be like, that song reminds me of something I went through.
Right. Yeah.
Whether it's your song or not. Like that, we'll have that at a live venue.
Oh, yeah.
And someone's like, oh my God. And they start telling you what they've been through, like almost like a trauma, like expulsion.
I can literally think of three instances where that has happened recently, like in the last year. Yeah. It's wild.
And it's like you feel like, oh my God, I like it's hard to grab that when I just got off stage, right? We're like so overstimulated. But it's like you want to be there. So you have to balance that. And like, okay, guess who we just lost yesterday? Like the Queen of the Earth.
Yeah.
But I think that it's a great lesson for like when I get off stage, somebody comes up to me and they're like, that song devastated me because I just lost someone. What would Dolly say? She'd be like, I'm so sorry that you've been through that. She'd say something sweet. So like, even though if we're startled, now obviously there's people that come up to us and say crazy things. That's different.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, I hope you're okay. And you run away. But then if somebody comes up to you and you're like, okay, I feel safe and I feel bad for this person. Maybe I have a chance to talk to them for a second. Obviously boundaries and like judge the circumstance, but
yeah,
I mean, she's a great example of kindness no matter what, acceptance no matter what, and like trying to reach as many people as possible, taking out any kind of partisanship of the conversation and just being kind.
And I think that's actually probably a perfect way to leave this.
Yeah.
Is just be kind. Being kind costs nothing.
Absolutely.
You don't have to give people all of you, but being kind costs nothing. You could choose. It's a choice. You could choose to be a dick or you could choose to be kind.
The price of kindness is far less.
Even if somebody's a dick
jerk.
to you, you could choose kindness and walk away or whatever, like it doesn't always work out with a nice bow on top for you or for them, but kindness is a choice and you can make it. And I really listen. The album is Last of the Lost, Fox Maple. Go check it out. It's on streaming. Do you have physical copies people could go and buy? I tried to find it. I think I actually did. I think I did buy it from Amazon. So I have my MP3 copy from Amazon. Paul was saying that you're thinking about putting it on vinyl.
Yeah,
we were talking about that.
I have about 10 copies left, maybe 8 copies left of the pre-release. Like I have the early release CD that's got like limited edition artwork on it. And then I have the standard release CDs. I'll only probably have like 25 of those for the next few months. I don't get those for a couple months. So it's like the last call on the original release. I am in the middle of my first ever vinyl order, and it is an education to say the least. So give me some time. I don't know when that's going to happen. There's been some delays on that, but we'll make it happen soon.
Nice. It's very cool. We did our episode on vinyl, and I became obsessed a little bit. I was like, I get it. Like, when we talked about the ritual with listening to vinyl, it's so superior to any other medium that we've ever had. And I didn't get it because I didn't grow up with vinyls, right? So and I dismissed them because it just didn't make sense. But as a grown up now, really, and now knowing people that have these collections and vinyl is coming back. So I'm getting new music on vinyl. and I know we can get into like, oh, it's digital to vinyl. It's not the same.
Oh, we won't go into that.
It's a whole other bag.
I won't get into that.
But what really struck me, the two things, is that no other medium that you could hold in your hand is actually physical music. It's physically engraved. It's created by the sound,
carved into vinyl.
Don't let me talk about cassettes.
Well, but the thing is, and what you're talking about is you literally have a manual input
Yes.
in the fact that the music
It is
plays.
different. It's very,
And
and
very
you take more ownership
right.
of it. As
It's
a
very
result.
different.
and so
Very different.
that yes, you own it. The music isn't a digital copy of something. It is a physical representation
of sound.
of sound.
Yeah.
And that when I wrapped my head around that, I was like, this is crazy. And then the second part of that is the ritual. There's no other medium where CDs got close with the booklets and the thing, but
They was trying to reproduce.
And you guys just don't like cassettes.
Cassettes are a whole other bag. And
They're the go-between. They really are
Inferior.
true go-between, though. I mean, it was
Yeah.
analog, and it was put onto that little film, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Put onto that, printed onto that film.
Ferric oxide.
It's not like
tape
being carved onto the vinyl,
manipulated by magnetism.
but it was not digital. It's like
Yeah.
the perfect middle ground.
I agree with you.
I mean, that's the first thing I ever got handed was a cassette.
sonically they're the lowest quality.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
yeah, it's unless you get into like DAT tapes and digital
But still,
tapes, and
I mean, DAT was
but-
back at the beginning of a digital analog conversion.
but yeah, so I really got into vinyl, and so I think that's very cool that you're thinking about that.
And they're all recycled.
And I do, and I'm perfect, even better. I'm on a mission to get vinyls from every local artist that is producing them. I have a few here.
Set one aside.
Please do. It's going to be great. Listen, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Give it up for Fox Maple. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to play Name That Tune, and maybe we'll quickly get through the Jordy files because there are some stories that we want to talk about. You touched on a couple of those. This is Fox Maple performing live at the Funky Biscuit. This was just pretty recently. And so, yeah, it's going to be great. Enjoy it. Don't go away. This is Jams and Cocktails.
Jams and Cocktails will return in a moment. But first, a shout out to our August Keg sponsor, Robert Voorhees. Thanks for keeping the beer flowing. Would you like to become a JNC Keg sponsor? Reach out on social media and ask how. Now, back to the jams and the cocktails.
just saying those words that can never be unsaid. But you never do, so I just keep living in my head. Na 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 nobody business at all. If you and I decide to fall, and if I had a reason, I would tell you no. There's never gonna be enough side to sell you. Oh, you swear there's someone out there for me, but I won't stop believing that it's you.
Thanks so much, Sean.
That's the other half of the lounge today. Welcome back.
Are we back?
We're back. We're back. Kevin, I see that you, we had a little extra shot of the week.
I huffed that down before I even put
This thing was pretty good, man.
Yes, was pretty good.
We're waiting on Fox to get back.
Yeah, that stuff. I don't normally go for the foofy drinks, but that I could drink the hell out of that.
Ooh.
That little.
It's not as good when it's not real cold.
Yeah, it's not as good, but still good. Yeah, that little bit of, because jalapeno is my healing.
Yes.
That's my essence of Gelfling.
Yeah, essence of Gelfling. It's a very subtle, but you can feel it right in the back of your throat.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's nice. Good deal. All right, you back in the lounge. So while she's getting settled back in, you guys, I need to see where I'm at even. It is time to put your knowledge of popular music to the test in another thrilling round of Name That Tune.
Put your knowledge of pop music to the test with jams and cocktails. Name that tune.
That's right. Name that tune. Name that tune. Okay, so last week we tried out a new version of this that we were able to play on our phones because we had a little bit of a late start. Kevin got here right on time. It wasn't late. Nobody was late. And then Fox and I were just catching up. We were and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to do that. So we're going old school with the boards again. But I made some tweaks and I'm hoping that if you guys play out there in the chats, that it will read them and we'll have something fun at the end. I'm not sure. There's no way to test this without doing a live stream.
You have an app for this now?
I had an app for this. So we've had a little glow up and a little glow up. So and it's cool because
Kevin's glow up.
It also helps me make the clues. So it really is less time consuming to create these games. And it's more interactive. So I'm hoping that it works for the audience. So please play along with us. All that to say, I had a whole script to say. We invite, in fact, all of our live viewers to play along with us in the chats and comments. We're looking for the name of the song and the artist or band performing it. A little history lesson for you. On this day, back in 1970, the legendary recording studio Electric Ladyland opened its doors in New York. Now, while the studio was commissioned by Jimi Hendrix 2 years prior to this opening, he unfortunately only spent 10 weeks recording there before he passed away. So in honor of that happening on this day in 1970, our category this week is hits recorded at Electric Ladyland. Are you guys ready to play?
Oh, yes. I might have some hope with this one.
All right. First clue coming at you. Name that tune. And now there's a timer now, Kevin. And so you have 1 minute. We're at 50 seconds now. I'll play the clue again. We need it again. I'll give it to you again. Talk to me that way. Very famous woman in the punk rock time period of the 70s. Jaybird said, no idea.
You said woman, singular.
I'm going to go out on a limb and just make a wild guess.
All right, Ray, we'll write it down.
I did.
Jaybird said this was a hit song. This was a hit song. It's not that.
I figured I'd write something.
Not Mazzy Star. It was, are you guys ready for this?
No.
Patti Smith. Break it up.
Who the hell is that?
What? Oh, we gotta educate you. Here it is again.
Didn't she used to say her name was Smythe?
Smythe, maybe.
Man, I must have missed this in my past life.
She was like a big. She played a lot at CBGB and
Nice.
a lot of those crazy old places.
Yeah, I had no shot at that. I'm glad I guessed the way I did, though. Yeah, I like
that was the most obscure one, I think, on this list. So you might get a little.
Thank God.
Might get a little better here on this next clue. Next clue, name that tune. Here it is again. Well, don't show everybody. There's still 40 seconds for them to guess.
They can see me and they can see you.
That's good.
The cameras were not on us. All right, we almost spoiled it for everybody.
Almost spoiled it for
So
everybody.
this is just like at the bar where you get less points every time, every minute goes by. One of the funkiest guitar parts ever played by a white man.
Aubrey, it's John Wilkes Booth by John Wilkes Booth and the Boothman.
And the Boothman. Oh, that's what she said.
I knew it.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh. She probably actually knows the song.
All right. It's 5 seconds to go.
John Wilkes Booth and the Boothman. It's actually kind of awesome.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Let's see what you guys got. David Bowie, Fame, Crying by David Bowie is correct. Fame is the song.
Oh, yeah. Not a connoisseur of his catalog myself. Respect. Nothing but respect.
All right. That's okay. Next clue.
Can I go where you go?
I'll play it again.
Can I go where you go?
Yeah, so it's still I got to do some tweaks on the comment recognition. It's not going so well.
What do you mean?
I've been working on a way for the game to automatically see answers in the chats. and then it'll get a little leaderboard at the end from the chats playing. But it's not connecting through. So
Obbles is going to know this one for sure.
So I funnel all my chats like into one, so I could see everything from Facebook, YouTube, wherever.
Oh, nice.
And so, but it might not be working well for this. But
are you like Elon Musk's programmer?
No. I wish. I might need his number. It might help me out here.
Yeah, but his shit crashes into the moon, so it's not perfect.
I'm impressed.
Jaybird got the artist there. Eleni. By the way, I saw you and Samantha at Townies, and you guys put on a great show.
Hi.
It was the first time I saw
Lenny.
you two together, and man, so good. So many really cool songs. Thank you for your performance, and you're such an amazing guitarist. I need to come out and see Misbehaving, because I heard that's a great time too. I've seen videos, but I've not been able to make it out to the show.
Hi, Lenny. Hi.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're tuning in. All right, let's see what you guys have.
I got no idea.
No idea there. It is what is the name of the song?
I thought maybe it was November.
It's not November. It is Taylor Swift, but it is Lover.
Oh,
That's why I didn't recognize the voice.
that I knew for sure. I just couldn't remember
I
the
don't
name.
have anything against Taylor at all. I think she's awesome, but I don't listen to her
I'm a
much.
fan, but I'm like a lightweight compared to if Aubrey's in there and she heard that, I know she knew that song.
So you're not a Swiftie, you're like kind of just like a medium
I'm not
pacey.
a Swiftie. I'm just an artist who respects Swift. So like kind of like Prince was the artist formerly known as Prince. I'm the artist that respects Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
But I'm a Phoebe Bridgers fan. Big
Phoebe's
time.
great, and
Big.
I'm not a
time.
Taylor Swiftie. I'm not a Swiftie. I'm like a normal pace.
Well, I'm the opposite. Like where I was always okay with Taylor Swift. I never had a problem with her. There were songs that I liked. But when they toured together and Phoebe Bridgers opened for her, I became more of a fan of Taylor Swift because
of Phoebe Bridgers.
of Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah.
Because like Phoebe Bridgers is like the icon of the planet of all like indie pop fans. Like her and Mitski, like, man, there's just not a lot to say because they're on such another level, you know.
Well, now you got me. Now I need to.
Oh my
I need
God.
to dive into Phoebe Bridgers.
Phoebe Bridgers has a new album, you know. So listen to my album and then listen to hers and put us on the same playlist because that would make me well.
Yeah. All right, I have two more clues here.
Oh my God,
Next
we're so ready.
clue.
We're ready.
That's why I'll always stay around.
I said I was ready.
That's why I'll always stay around.
Oh,
I give you. You need it one more time, Kev.
That's why I'll always stay around.
Damn, I think a minute is too long. I might need to I may need to crush this down to 30 seconds.
I'd bring it down to 45.
45? Oh, you got to be weird like that.
that wasn't even 45. Oh, the time. I thought you meant the clip. I'm like, the clip's not that long.
I guess it's nice though, because there is a little bit of a delay. Sometimes it's like 12 seconds, but sometimes it's a lot longer for the live stream. So, but Lenny's got it out there, and Jaybird. Very nice. All right, let's see what you got. It is Stevie Wonder,
Oh, wow. It didn't sound like him.
but you got it. You are the sunshine of my life.
Wow.
Yes, when I was a kid, and my Uncle Peter, who was
Oh, now it sounds like him.
who's a
What
musician,
deceptive practices?
he found out I was a guitar player.
You made
and
sure there were no like nuances of that.
I have an original print given to me by my Uncle Peter of the sheet music for this.
Oh,
song.
that's
No
really
kidding.
cool.
Yeah.
How cool is
You know,
that?
you know who else had a
Super
really
cool.
cool story, a Stevie Wonder story? I have a cool one, but a really cool story. Do you guys know Tony Solomon? So Tony Solomon, he's a keyboard player, but also so many things, a Renaissance man. But he has this great story about how he acquired from somebody. He got his hands on a keyboard as a kid, and the keyboard had a Stevie Wonder carved into it. It was Stevie. At the end of the day, it was Stevie Wonder's keyboard, and he got a hold of it as like one of his first keyboard players, and it was given to him by
And it
a
wasn't
mentor.
just a baby writing the name on there.
No, it was actually
That's
the
cool.
story track.
Because I would have done that.
I thought that was
as
a cool
child.
You could
story.
tell because it was all crooked.
I wrote Indiana Jones and Paul McCartney on everything I owned.
Ah,
Yeah, I probably caused some problems.
yeah, you probably.
Collectible gear.
But I mean, the handwriting was like that of a child. So
Andy, we named the dog.
you're like, oh yes, Elton John signed all of his merchandise like this baby, and so did Harrison Ford. He wrote Indiana Jones instead of his name.
Yes.
Whatever works. At least you knew it was yours. Nobody
My
else was
parents
writing that.
they just threw it out. They knew what to do.
That's my favorite line in all of the Indiana Jones movies. Sean Connery's playing his dad, and he's like, Indiana, we named the dog Indiana.
That's such a great line. What a movie that was.
yeah.
Man, we should do jams and movies one night.
Jams and movies. I
As
think
a-
we got canceled one night for trying something like that.
Really? By who?
YouTube shut our whole stream down because we were trying to do Dark Side of the Rainbow with the Dark Side of the Moon album and Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that sounds like they would make believe that was a copyright infringement. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem was I was so confident it was going to work that I got super, super high.
Oh.
And when it wasn't working, I then did not have the skills and we had a huge group of people that were watching, and I was like, I'm sorry, guys.
I wanted to
I was
come to
like,
that. and
I was
couldn't
like,
be here.
I'm going to put this in a Zoom meeting, and here's the invitation. Just come to the Zoom meeting. We still had a good time, but I was like, I'm not equipped.
That was a huge deal back then.
I feel like we should do a non-illegal version of jams and movies night one night.
Okay.
And I'll bust out my film degree and we will just talk about like amazing movies. We'll talk about the ones we like. We'll
Yeah.
just talk about good movies.
I like it. Last
I'm
clue.
in.
Last
And
clue.
we'll show various things. Okay, here we go.
13-month-old baby. 13-month-old baby.
Man, I feel like I'm being messed with now.
Here it is one more time.
13-month-old baby.
Not sure what this song is, but I know it ain't the way.
Okay,
Nice.
I think you're messing with me.
All right,
I
let's see
swear
it.
to
Let's see
God.
it. We'll close the guesses. What do you got there? It is Stevie Wonder Superstition.
That's what I wrote.
Yes, perfect.
Oh, you didn't
Good
point
job.
at me.
You got it too. Oh, I just wanted to see both of yours. Nice job, everybody.
I thought you were messing with me by putting him on there twice. I felt like it was his trick question.
Nope. Killed it. All right.
If he ever saw this, he'd be like shocked that you put him on there twice.
I don't think we have to worry about
Yeah.
that.
You didn't
Yeah.
get the joke? Oh.
I got it.
I got it.
It was.
Yes.
I'm glad.
That was
You
cruel.
delivered it so quickly.
Whoa, look what happened.
Oh my God. What's going on?
Are you
over
sure
there?
you're Mexican? You just spilled some tequila.
No, there was too many things to put away over here. There was just way too much stuff to do.
Fox,
Yeah.
I don't know how many tables I can give you. You have 3.
That secret back table really messed me up. That was like way too much. Yeah.
The secret
Oh.
Should never be a secret back table. That is a bad
Ugh.
thing to
What
That's,
time
that's
is
like
it?
the video of the
Man.
couple in bed. He's like, we should start using the back door. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh yeah, it's closer, it's easier. It's the same as walking through the front door. She's like, no, it's not. It's totally different. And then finally she realizes he's really talking about walking into the house from the backyard. And funny.
That's a lot like dropping that drink
Yeah, totally.
because it caused a lot of concern.
But in the end, it really didn't matter.
You're the man.
Oh my God. All right. So quickly, I'm going to do a very abridged version of the Jordy Files, just because there's a couple stories I want to talk about. So, anyway, let's get into the Jordy Files. And let's do it now. All right. welcome to the Jordy Files. We are going to get through this. We usually do a bunch of birthdays, and there are so many, but we're just going to do this one because it's important. Nico Swarley is celebrating his birthday. We love Nico.
Happy birthday, Nico. And you can tell he's having a good time because look at that smile.
Always does.
Always does. Great smile. And then we're gonna dive right into our stories here. So happy birthday to celebrities. Macaulay Culkin celebrating a birthday. There's a bunch of them. Dolly Parton, country music icon Dolly Parton, has passed away. 80 years old. Seems to be the magic number this week. Leaving behind, of course, an extraordinary legacy that stretched far beyond the stage, from timeless hits like Jolene, 9 to 5, I Will Always Love You, to her beloved Dollywood, the empire, the life-changing philanthropy that she's been involved with. She became a true American treasure. And over more than 6 decades, she earned countless honors, broke records, gave back millions, and, of course, cemented her place as one of entertainment's most cherished angels. So, yeah, we love you, Dolly. Yeah, Kevin, you even said that you were not taking this very well.
No, I mean, Dolly Parton, to me, the thing about Dolly is that she exuded the perfect blend of power and vulnerability.
Yeah,
and that's why everyone loves Dolly Parton.
It's so rare that I don't know. It's so rare that now that she's gone, and it seems like kind of weird to say, but like when Ozzy died, it was almost the same thing. Very different people, but like Ozzy also kind of had this very relatable, likable thing, but was also this larger than life character. And yeah, it was
he will forever be an American icon.
100%. A worldwide icon.
She inspired so many, female artists, but also the humanitarian work and the fact that she could have been a billionaire, but she decided to spend her money on investing in experiences for people and education and like kindness. She did something that any billionaire could do, but she chose to do it. And she chose to grow a legacy of love and peace and kindness and understanding and very much apolitical and just being kind, like you said, and accepting and sweet and kind and creating resources for all people to come together. And that's very, very rare.
I agree. Sail on, Dolly. Thank you for everything. Next story. Do you guys remember The Calling? Speaking of early 2000s band, they had a major hit called Wherever You Will Go.
Mm-hmm.
If I could, then I would.
Oh yeah, I remember that
right.
song.
So listen, they're making a comeback. Very cool. More than 2 decades since their last album.
They're changing into the texting.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. That's crazy to say. So Alex.
So brutal, dude.
Alex.
Damn it, I don't have tequila to drink for that.
Oh.
You need a new cup. Well, there's one back here.
Oh my God, you had 2 cups.
I had a second cup.
2 cups.
Here, go ahead. Use this one. I don't know where it came
That was
from.
bad. I'm gonna wait for the next bad one to pour it.
Oh my God.
I know you got another one in the tank.
So The Calling, frontman Alex Band, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2010.
Right.
So he's been fighting his way back to the stage, and now they're dropping a new album called Before the World Turns to Dust. That's coming September 25th. So
That's awesome.
you could expect the same big emotional rock pop sound that they that made them famous to begin with. Dust is out now, so go if you were a fan of the old song, go check out. What is it? I think it's very cool that he has bounced back from such a crazy diagnosis. And they look good. So The Calling. God, I remember when that song came out.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, ladies, but Post Malone's getting married. He's engaged to his girlfriend Christy Lee, and so we love Post Malone. Where's the photo? There he is. And then I hate to end it on another sad note, but this just came out today. Oh, that's not him. It's so new that I didn't even get to put an image in. That wasn't Tim Curry, but Tim Curry also passed away at 80.
Brutal.
He passed away today. Best known as his unforgettable turn is Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show, but also in Clue, he was great. Home Alone 2, how could you forget it?
Oh man, that's good.
And just countless other things.
So
the Muppets, Treasure Island.
The voice of evil in Fern Gully.
Oh my God, you're right. Look at you.
Three Musketeers. Dude, he's just been in so much.
It's such an iconic voice character. He was in everything.
It's a rough 48 hours for musical theater people. I had a couple of my friends that are musical theater people be like, man, we did productions that had Dolly parts for Christmas and stuff, and then see Rock Horror Picture Show, like seeing those two icons of just, production of theater in general, like
rough. It's I don't know.
We're losing some good people.
I almost didn't believe it at first, because when I saw it, it was just TMZ reporting it and no one else. And if it was anybody else, they were crediting TMZ to the break. And then, people came out, and then Parade came out. This all happened within a half an hour. And then it became, like Rob Schneider even put a post out, talking about his time working with him. And so super sad. But hey, I hate to end it on that, but that's the Jordy Files. There we go. I do have one last thing I have to do with you, Fox, before
this is a message of hope.
We wrap this up.
Let's deliver a message of hope.
I don't know if it's a message of hope, but my message to you is that this is a rapid fire segment. So don't think too hard. Okay. First thing that comes to your mind.
I'm good at this. Oh my God, there's no tequila. All right.
There's a whole
bottle full. Just turn it upside down.
No.
Do you need ice?
Grab
is that what you need?
No.
Turn it upside down.
All right. You talked me into it. We're just going to do a mini. That's
what they all say.
Just a mini for the rapid fire. Yeah. I'm sure someone said that before. I don't think I have, but let's go.
All right. This is a little segment that I like to call Inside the Lipton Tea.
Wow. That's amazing.
Powerful stuff.
They should sponsor you.
I do love tea.
I'll write to them.
Hello and welcome to Inside the Lipton Tea. I'm Brad Brock, playing the part of James Lipton, legendary host of Inside the Actor Studio. And I'm here with Fox Maple. And we're going to go through James Lipton's very famous last interview questions on the show. Rapid fire. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Fox, what is your favorite word?
John Wilkes Booth.
All hyphenated.
It's a proper noun.
What's your least favorite word?
Closing time. All one word.
All one word. Oh, God, yeah. Never closing time. All right, here's one. What turns you on?
The original cast of Savatage and also the 1997 cast of Savatage, as well as the original London cast of Les Miserables. In a row.
All of them.
In a row.
What turns you off?
AI art and AI. Generative AI art in general. All of them. All of the things that you can generate that are artistic.
Dig it. What is your favorite curse word?
Shart.
Shart? That's a good one. Where did that even come from? I feel like that
Shit and fart.
I feel like that was from a movie.
A very embarrassing situation, no doubt.
Did that come from Along Came Polly? And was it Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Oh, I would love it if that was who gets the credit for
I
that.
feel like that's where it came
Wouldn't
from.
that be
I
great?
feel it's possible that a sneeze was involved.
You're right. It could be.
Interesting. What sound or noise do you love?
Peter Griffin's laugh. Yeah.
What sound or noise do you hate?
The sound of people paying a tribute band when there could be an original band. Yeah, that's a bad sound.
Whatever that sound is.
It's the sound of someone singing a song from 30 years ago badly.
Whew.
Yeah.
All right. What profession other than your own would you like to try?
Well, my dad had a lot of ideas for me. He thought I should be a judge, an attorney, a scientist, a researcher for a scientist, a congressman, and potentially also a psychologist like himself. So none of those. But maybe somebody that works in like the clowning field, like a clown, like not a clown necessarily like for hire, but like a clown coordinator, where I like just do the scheduling for clowns. That'd be really good for me.
What do you do for a living? Well, I'm a clown agent. I'd
be good at that.
You know,
Where should I send clowns?
Any kind of clown that you need. What kind of clown are you looking for? Because we got sad clowns, we got happy clowns.
Would that be the
really
horror
good at
division or the kids' birthday party division?
Well, I'm talking more of like the joyful division. I don't really
circus
operate in
clowns?
the horror realm right now, but we could branch out later and have like a secondary agency.
I'm dead. That's crazy. All right. So what job would you never do under any circumstance?
Got so many things I should not say. I don't think I would ever work in like the nun field. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I would do well there. I think that other people would do very well in that field, and I think I do poorly.
No nunning for you.
I don't think I do well in nun field. I think that they are a studious group of people that I am not well enough disciplined for.
So it's safe to say you'll have none of that.
I'm so glad I have this because that was a brutal moment. I love you, dude. You're the best.
So
You really are the best.
And finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Well, it does exist. And I hope that he says, hey, how's it going? Come on in. And not really. Because that would be a moment of concern if he's like, really?
Yeah. Any moment of pause when you get your father.
But mainly just like, it's good to see you. Come forth and bear witness.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Anything of that volition would.
I love it. I love it. Nice job. You might have been the quickest guest with the answers. But I've had some people sit here for many, many moments pondering the depth of these very, very simple questions.
Wow.
It's like, okay, not asking. I hate to be your waiter at the restaurant.
It's been a while since you've done this segment. I was thinking back to when I was in the hot seat for this.
Well, I was trying to remember the Chris Farley answers to the James Lipton questions.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Wait, who? Yeah, there was one. And the greatest hits of Chris Farley, there was one, right? Wasn't there one? It was like inside the actor studio or whatever it was.
Probably, yeah, had to be.
And then it was like, what's your favorite color? Brown. I can't remember. No, someone needs to fact check. Who were on the? Was it the greatest hits of Will Ferrell or was it the greatest hits of Chris Farley? Because I know I have both of them, and I know one of them was on there. And
Brown,
it's hilarious
because that's the color of my van that I live in down by the river.
You know what? I think that Will Ferrell was the James Lipton character, right?
Yeah, I think.
Oh my, it's all coming back
I
to
think
me.
you're talking about. Well, maybe.
Was he the James Lipton character? Oh, okay. We're
We're
streaming this later.
I don't think that Chris and Will were an SNL at the same time.
I don't think so because that would have been the dream of our lives.
So, but I do remember.
I think it was in my greatest hits of Will Ferrell. He is James Lipton.
Will Ferrell played James Lipton in a sketch We're maybe
All right,
several
we're
states.
pulling that up.
Seen that.
We're pulling that up. We're
Okay,
pulling that
we'll
up.
find.
That would be awesome.
All right.
That's awesome.
The time has come to hit you with all our shameless plugs. Oh, my producer sucks so hard tonight. Shameless plug. Gave up. She was like, I'm out. I'm not doing this anymore. All right. Very quickly, we're gonna go through our shameless plugs here. I'm gonna nail mine real quick, and then we'll go through everybody else's. Shout out to our sponsors and partners at Leakbusters Roofing. Definitely glad because it sounds like it's raining real hard right now, and we're not leaking yet.
Dry as a bone in here.
Yep.
So far, so good. Southern Sewer Equipment Sales and the Bug Juice. We love you guys. Check out our partner podcasts at the Rips and Rhythms and Drums and Rums making a comeback, both of which are featured with us on the B3 Podcast Network, wherever you listen to podcasts. And shout out to our friends at Ghost on the Aux. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Oh no, there it is.
Oh yeah.
It's, some buttons do multiple things if I don't have the cursor in the right place. Anyway,
That's a handy feature sometimes.
it's horrible,
but not with a computer.
It's horrible. Shout out to our where is it? Yeah. Anyway,
These guys right here.
yeah, the Backwater Saints.
There it is.
Shout out to Rob Voorhees.
Hell yeah, Rob.
From the Backwater Saints for being our August keg sponsor. Yeah, we appreciate the support. You can check out their website at backwatersaints.com. That's Saints with the Z at the end there. Or you can check them out on Facebook as well. We're looking for our October keg sponsor, even though I feel like somebody mentioned it to me. So maybe we got that sorted, but we're always looking.
Oktoberfest.
So if you got a business or a project that you want to promote, hit me up. It's a $100 sponsorship, and there's loads of ways to get that sorted out. Speaking of riffs and rhythms, Paul and I will be heading to the Florida Drum Fest in Eustis on the 20th. So if you're a drum enthusiast or you're just looking for something to do and you're up in that area, come hang out with us at our booth. We'll be hanging out there. You can find all the info out at floridadrumfest.net. Go check out jncpodcast.com. We've got all kinds of fun stuff up there. We got the JNC Arcade is live. We've got you could go and get your Jordy Files shirt. Yeah, you can get all the latest and greatest there at jncpodcast.com. And also come see my one-man band show around. I will be at the Square Grouper tomorrow night. And
Which one?
The one in Fort Pierce.
Tremendous.
But I don't know what the rest of my schedule is.
Thursday, Friday, you'll be at
I don't know.
place, and then Saturday,
I'll be at the Funky Cuda in the afternoon, 1 to 5. And then the Kevin McLoughlin band will be right across the parking lot at the Tipsy Tiki
from 7 to 10.
And then you could come and hang out with me.
I didn't even know they were across the street from each other.
They share a parking lot.
Yeah, it's not even across the street. It's across like the parking lot. So you'll be setting up as I'm tearing down, and then I'll probably eat something, and then I'll come over and I'll get to see the show. Hopefully it's not the weather, not like this.
No, it's going to be perfect weather.
It's going to be perfect. That's my shameless plugs. We'll send it to Fox. What you got going on?
The next few days I'm in some random solo spots. I've got 3 solo shows. I'm at the Darbster tomorrow night in West Palm Beach, a nice little vegan waterfront cafe. On Friday, I'm at 2 Georges in the early afternoon show, 3:30, playing up there in the Port Salerno on the waterfront, double waterfront, and then triple waterfront. Saturday, I'm at Tommy Bahama and Jupiter Harborside on that waterfront. We got a triple waterfront, 3 in a row, solo weekend, nice and casual. But on September 2nd, Wednesday, the full band, the Fox Maple Band, the force to be reckoned with, the soulful, bluesy bonanza that is the Fox Maple Band, is at the Funky Biscuit in Boca Raton.
That's next Wednesday. That's next Wednesday.
Wednesday, September 2nd, 8 p.m. Originals, extremely soulful and unique covers, and a very tremendous high energy, high impact young band of fabulous people. It's going to be so good.
Rock on.
That's a pretty, fun little run right there.
Yes, it is.
It's not bad. Anything else you want to plug? Where can people grab your album or physical copies? You'll have those there at that show too.
Please look on all the streaming services. If there's a streaming service, I'm on it. If there's a place where music can be found, I am there. And please do come out to some shows. I do sell merch at my shows. I have the last of the lost CDs. So we are at the last of the lost CDs, the original CDs. And then we don't know exactly when the next round of CDs will be. So grab some physical media. I have a huge merch sale going on. All the Fox Maple Band shirts are on a huge sale, $15 a shirt. They're a really cool shirt. Everything is designed by me. There's no AI art. It's all designed by me, myself, and I. And I appreciate everyone that comes out. And also, I leave you with this. Titties and beer.
Titties and beer.
3 of my favorite things.
Thank God.
All right, K-Dog, what you got going on, man?
Well, I have expanded my solo show schedule. So you can see me play all over St. Lucie County solo. You want to just go to my website, kevinmcloughlinband.com, and see my schedule. Of course, my next band show, I'm very excited. And I kind of feel as though I've lied to everybody because earlier in the summer, I played at the Tipsy Tiki, and it was the only scheduling, like literally for 2026, that I had at the Tipsy Tiki. So I billed it as the only show for the summer, and then it was such a good show, they called me back. So I'm playing Saturday night, August 29th.
Yeah.
At the Tipsy Tiki, 8 p.m. And we've got some new aspects to the show, and we have a super cool new merch booth. I think we're going to go ahead and set up there. And it's going to be awesome. Of course, the Riffs and Rhythms podcast, we have a blast there, right?
Oh my God. If you haven't seen those episodes, you better freaking log the hell on, dude.
Yeah, we have a good time there. And
I watched that. You guys did 2 live streams back to back, and I watched them both live.
Clown City. Ask Aubrey. We clowned so hard, dude.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's a blast. If you like hanging out, you better have a full bottle when you sit down to watch that, because you'll have to leave. And
we had a full bottle.
Yeah, you have to press pause and go back.
We had a full bottle, and it was gone.
Yes, we did. And the other thing is, I have actually started a new company. I have a company called McLoughlin Technology. And if you have a music venue or a place that has professional performances and you need a sound system installed, I install concert sound and lights.
Right now, up top.
Rock on.
There's some places that need to call him.
Yes,
him.
well, yeah. I'm sure everybody knows where they are if you've ever performed there. Call. But so I'm doing pro sound installations now. It's kind of cool. It's been a couple of decades since I've utilized knowledge, and I'm blowing the dust off of stuff I haven't thought about in a very long time.
That's awesome. That's so needed. It's so needed.
It's, as you can tell, I'm getting back outside. I got a little bit of a tan going on now.
Good.
And it feels good to actually be, outside working.
Awesome.
What a great thing to do.
For real. Yeah, it's
I've got
so
Brad to thank for that.
necessary,
Of course, Tracy and Brad to thank for that.
Well, sound is so hard. It's like people need consulting on this. This is very important.
And lighting too, because we just had that whole conversation.
Oh my
before
God!
we went
How many
on the
venues
air.
that put sound in and then the lighting is like,
Yeah,
So that sort of thing is
that's next.
super intuitive to me. And that's the reason, like, I'll tell people, like, I'm the least technical sound guy you'll ever meet. And here's why, is years and years and years and years ago, I was installing a sound system in a church, like a giant mega church. And I'm up on the scaffolding 30 feet in the air, and I'm pointing this, like, you take this, I took the horn out of the speaker, and I'm looking through the horn, and I'm pointing it right where it should go. And I'm like, it needs to go right there. And then I screw it all in, and then I think to myself, I'm charging these people a lot of money. I need to justify my work. So it was a new construction. So I sat down on the slab and took a piece of chalk, and I did all the math to justify
but
where
that's important.
it should go. But listen,
great.
And I had this like big Albert Einstein. Half the slab was covered with math, and then I figured out exactly where it should go. And I went back up and looked through, and it was exactly where I had already put it.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, I'm never doing that again. I'm just gonna
Trust your gut.
Just gonna trust my gut. I'm like, this is what I do.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah. So
I love you, bro. What a guy. Everybody raise a glass to this man.
Oh, I got it.
And how about Brad Brock while we're at it?
Brad is the real hero here.
I got an empty glass here. But
Oh,
Rock
ooh,
on.
that's good. You have the rock. Raise the rock.
Yeah, touch the rock. Reach your. Oh, he's the reach around.
I don't
He's
know.
he's
Did you just say that? Oh, cut the cast.
It's a rock reach around. Woo!
Oh my God. All right. Well, I think we're gonna have to.
Yeah, we're
gonna have to leave it there. Listen, I hope you all enjoyed our show tonight. Give it up for Fox Mabel
Rock on,
Thanks,
Fox.
guys. Thanks for having me.
and the Kevin McLoughlin.
Hell yeah.
With us tonight.
The foxiest and the maplest.
And
Oh,
the Mabelist. Join
What a
us
time.
next week for more JNC shenanigans. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Broadcasting live from the legendary JNC Lounge. I'm Brad Brock. We love you. Good night.
I'm amazed. I've lived this long, lived a life this way. Oh, don't you know?